Hello, here I am. I'm not as late as I was thinking I was going to be. Luckily, it's working out. Yesterday, I had some glitches, so I didn't get to post my YouTube video yesterday. But I will, however, recap what I was going to talk about yesterday, and I will recap that in a video after this live video. So hopefully you'll be able to watch that with me, and I won't take too long either time so that you can actually get something out of it real quick and get on with your life. Because I know how busy we moms are. We're really busy, especially at this time of year. If your kids are out of school like mine are, holy crap, there's so much going on. Okay, so here we go. It's 2018 and I'm so excited about this year. I'm really excited because what I'll talk to you about a little more in the next video is that 2017 was my year to just get goals lined out. I did some things that were different that I'd never done before, and I accomplished some huge, massive goals that I had set out to early in the year, and I was blown away by the end of the year because I was able to reflect and see what all I had accomplished, which was amazing because I didn't think I could accomplish goals that I set out. I set out some really huge goals. So I went ahead and did the same thing this year because I found a way to actually, well, the truth of the matter is I, year after year, would be like everybody else, and I would set out these goals and I would just fail. I would fail in the first 3 weeks, the first month, the first few days. That was annoying. I mean, there's nothing that makes you feel worse than setting a goal and then failing at it. And I didn't realize the step that I was missing. And I did a video on this earlier this year, but I'll tell you, today I'm going to recap kind of that scenario so that we can get to the bottom of all this that's going on. For 2018, my goals are big, and I'm not going to lie, they're big, but they're a different kind of goal. They're not like, I'm going to accomplish this marathon, because that would mean that I had to spend a lot of time away from home. They're not going to be like, I can't even think of unrealistic goals because I'm so realistic with the goals that I set now. It's not going to be like, I'm going to make a 4-course meal for my family every night, 365 days this year. No way. I'm not going to do outlandish goals that don't make any sense. I'm going to make my family perfect, or all these things that are really not in our control. I'm going to do things that help me as a person and that help me be the best I can be, because really the only person that I can change is me. I can't control anyone else but me. Sure, I can kind of, boss my kids a little bit and crack them with the whip or whatever I got to do as a mom to keep them in line because, I'm in charge and whatnot. But there's no way that I am really responsible for everyone else. I'm only responsible for me, because in the end, I'm the one who has to face my maker and report to him what I was like here and what I learned here. And he's not going to be concerned with everybody else in my life except for how I treated them and how I was with them. So that's what I want to talk to you about today, is the things that I have control of, the things that I can do that really can make a difference. So, number one, goal and aspiration for me for 2018 is this. Well, actually, sorry, not number one goal. They say it's really healthy if you just pick a word that kind of symbolizes your year. So that's what I started with, is one word that I really, really, really want to nurture, work on, and incorporate in every other part of my life. And that word is love. Love, good old plain everyday love. And what that means is that my intention for love is to choose love and to love more. Because, love is in my heart, and that's what I've got for everybody, everyone. And I just have so much love to give, and I don't always know the best ways to give it. So I'm going to really, really learn how to express that love. So with that intention, I have like 7 other goals that I'm working on. And these aren't goals where I have to constantly stress about. They're just things I need to regulate, monitor, and make sure that I'm working on them. My first goal is my personal goal, to make sure that I continue to take good care of me, to love myself, and continue to do those things that help me take care of me. And I know what those are. That's the thing that I'm going to mostly talk about in my next video today. The second thing I'm going to talk about are my relationship goals, because I want to, yes, exactly. I hope I can motivate you. That's really sweet of you. our relationship goals. My relationship goal with my husband is that we have been through a lot. We've been married 28 years, and it is no secret that we have had ups and downs in our marriage. But the ultimate fact is that we love each other, and we have a commitment to God, we have a commitment to our children, and we have a commitment to each other. Therefore, we have put our differences aside and made things work regardless. You know, as long as we were headed in a forward direction, I knew we can make this relationship work. But this year, we're really going to work on just healing our hearts and getting over past resentments, past hard feelings, and just learning to communicate better so that we can connect better. Because I'm just noticing is we've had really busy lives with our children, and we're just being pulled in all different directions, and we really need to take even more time to communicate, not just go on a date to the movies and out to dinner where we're talking about the food we eat and the weather and blah, 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 but really get some heart-to-hearts and just discuss our relationship more. The third goal that, or I guess fourth, if you count my number one, love, is a physical goal. And my physical goal isn't that I can exercise every day, but it is that I will move every day. It's that I will move a minimum of 15 minutes and no more than 3 hours. And what I mean by that is if I'm doing a 15-minute yoga video, I feel good, but I know in my heart that I live in a 2-story house and I'm going to be going up and down the stairs. I also know that I'm going to be mopping and sweeping and, you know, just running back and forth to do things, walking the kids to school, walking the kids home from school. So I'm going to get a lot more exercise than that, but the one thing that's for me is the yoga. So that's why that'll be on the list. The other thing is as a family, I want to make sure that my kids are moving more. We kind of do that anyways, at least once a month, but I want to make it more frequent. Say 2 times a month, 3 times a month, 4 would be awesome. And I said, you know, let's make it to where that goal for being outside is more like we pick an area, because you can only hike our Red Rock area. Beautiful, beautiful. If you ever come to Vegas, oh my gosh, the Red Rocks, they have easy hikes. They have hikes that are rated for how easy they are for kids and how hard they are for kids. I'll talk more about that later. But we're going to pick just an area and just do Red Rock hikes. And then the next month, we'll do Mount Charleston hikes. And we'll do some off Vegas and Sheep Mountain, those kind of hikes. And we're going to do, you know, Cowabunga Bay and Warm Springs, and just that way every month we're changing it up, and we may focus and do 4 or 5 times that month for that one area, but that way there's something new to look forward to, and we can change the atmosphere, and just everybody can have more of a connection with the world, the earth, and just a change of scenery. And I think it'll just be really good to not say we're just going to go to all 12 hikes that they have. They have way more than that in Red Rock. I'm just saying, for instance, like all 12 hikes that they have at Red Rock, and then that was the only place we saw a year. Well, to me, that's just not enough. I have to have a lot more going on in my head and a lot more scenery to see, or I'm going to get real bored of an area real fast. But for a month, I think I could hang on to an area and go with that. So that's the physical goal, is to keep moving and to keep our family moving, because it's so good for us, right? The next one is a spiritual goal. I do have spiritual goals because I know how important my spirituality is to me and to the people around me. That if I'm spiritually where I need to be, then that means I'm in tune and I'm listening to my God above and the things that He inspires me with and the things He touches my heart with, so that I know what to do. And then let's see. So, oh, you're so cute. You mean to go to Florence? I've been there. You know, I love it. I love Italy. Oh my gosh, this is my favorite place. I love the statue. I have a statue of Michelangelo right there on my dresser that I look at all the time. I will never, ever, ever, sorry, this is sidetracked, but I will never, ever, ever forget the first time I saw Michelangelo's David in person. That was breathtaking. In fact, I took a few minutes, stepped away, and bawled my eyes out because I knew the story behind it. Oh my gosh, love that man, love that story, love that statue. So beautiful. And so my spiritual goal is to read my scriptures regularly, and this year I'm going to combine it with another one. That was one of my big goals last year, is I was trying to read a book of scripture. I mean, no offense if you're not into LDS people and the Mormon culture, but we have the Book of Mormon, and it's a really big deal for our families to read the Book of Mormon regularly, and they usually challenge us to read it once a year. And I set out a big lofty goal for me to read it 4 times last year, which is a crazy absurd goal. I mean, you've got this 500-600 page book. I don't even know, it might be longer. I probably have one around here. I could look it up real quick. Sure enough, I do. Let's see. This book is that thick, and it's technically technically 500 and... I'm sorry, I don't mean to waste so much time. This book is 500 and... like 60 pages long, 531 pages long. And that for me was a long time because look, these are little tiny words. See that? These are just little tiny words. So that's a lot to read. I found a way I could cheat and I could put it, that you can find it and put it right on your phone and you could just listen to it. And I just pushed play every morning. And I was like, you know, Heavenly Father, help me. How can I figure out how to read this massive book? And I couldn't figure it out. And I'll show you that a different day because I have a chart. It's still on my wall because it just makes me feel so good that I drew this with a name of each of the books. You could do this with any book of scripture or any spiritual book that you're trying to push yourself to read. And I just colored in a square every time I finished the book because there's several books within the book, or chapters. You could say chapters. And I'll tell you, oh my gosh, what a difference that's made in my life to be able to finish that and accomplish that. And I thought, well, if I could do that, what else can I do? So my spiritual goal is to be able to read that book this year. So I read it 4 times really fast. And so my goal this year is to read it more in depth with a companion book that just gives me more insight on it. It's an institute manual that's just more of a religious study book. Then my mental health goal. My mental health, I said that in a different video about, I could post that at the end of this video about this year, earlier this year. I had told about kind of where I was at and where I'm going. I just made that video earlier this week, I think. And I just talked about how I just have these few remaining areas of clutter. I've worked on clutter for a lot of years. I mean, we're talking 17 years at least. I've worked on decluttering. And I've tried to get rid of all this excess stuff. And I'm finally to the point where we just have 3 areas with amount of clutter that's just bugging me. One is this photo center in my master bedroom, in my garage, and then this area that's just kind of constantly a clutter spot, and it's just annoying. And I really, really want to get rid of that. So what I did was I found the awesome Fly Lady Cat Brewer on YouTube by accident. I actually found her. I was going through I was on a declutterathon Facebook page, which was really helpful for me for these areas of clutter in my life. And I was able to watch her, and just these people were posting pictures, and one lady posted a picture of how to declutter using this video that Kimmy, who's in her apron, was videoing a session with Fly Lady Cat. And I was like, who is this lady? That is so helpful for me. So I just kept watching this video over and over. And I was like, maybe I can find her on YouTube myself. So I looked her up, and oh my gosh, she's changed my life. I watch her videos all the time, and I'll start linking them because as I talk about more topics this week, this month, and this year, there'll be more things that correlate from what I've learned from her or where I was at before, and then what's changed because of her. And I just think she's so worth promoting. She's such a wonderful, inspired, wise woman that any woman who wanted to be a better mother, a better homemaker, a better wife, if you watch her, I'll tell you what, she will change your life. Her big theme is to help you find peace in your life, control in your home, and to learn how to finally love yourself. And I am all about loving ourselves. So I think she's a really, really great person to watch on there. Oh, God bless you too. Don't worry. It's okay if you have to go. This is the last goal I'm going to talk about. And that is the emotional goals I have. Because for me, I think that emotion controls so much of our lives. And it is what ruins our clutter and ruins our lives with our children and ruins our lives with our spouse because we let our emotions get a hold of us. And I studied it for a long time. And I learned that it's really important to gain boundaries, not just boundaries with strangers, but boundaries within our home, boundaries over ourselves, boundaries with just everything in our life. And that's what I'll talk about is that. And then I'm going to utilize this lady I found, Jen Ride on Facebook. She's a really great psychologist who really covered a lot of information about boundaries. And so I'm kind of working through those, and that's something I want to be able to walk through with you because it's not really easy, but I think there's probably other women who struggle with this. And I've just been through so much that I needed to learn more about boundaries. So that's something I'll be sharing more about. And that's really my goals in a nutshell. You know, sure, I want to get rid of things and I want to do that, but I think I'm that kind of a person naturally, and I will work on those things on my own. So those are the things that I'm going to be working on this year, in the 2018 year. And I know I'm going to do really well at it, because every month I'm going to look at those goals. I mean, I'll be looking at them every day. I'll look at them once every morning and just kind of work on them. I'll look at them every week, but I'll really reflect once a month. How did I do? How did I improve with those things I wrote down I was working on specifically that month? And just really be accountable to myself. And anytime you have a goal, that's the thing I learned, is that you need to write it down, and you need to write it down in measurable increments, so that you're checking yourself on a daily basis, a weekly basis, a monthly basis, a tri-month basis. So every 3, 4, 6, and 12 months, so that you can reflect even at the end of the year and see the progress you've made. And that's what's incredibly awesome and amazing. And I just really hope that this information is useful for you. I'm really hoping to help people. I'm really hoping to help you be inspired about your role as a mother, and your role as a wife, your role as a homemaker, because even if you're a working mom, those 3 things never change in your life. If you are a wife, a mother, and a homemaker, those 3 things never change. My great auntie told me about that years ago, and I really appreciated that, and it just really has stuck with me. And I just hope that you can find those things in your life that are meaningful and that bless you, and that you can make goals that are achievable, even if you can just do a 1-word goal and then incorporate it in other areas in your life, and just let it kind of weave its way throughout your life. You know, this life is a journey, and the more goodness and kindness and happiness we can take along with us, the better our life is going to be, and then the better the lives of those that we are in our circle, that are within our circle of influence, that we can touch. And I just hope that you can find joy in your journey, and that you'll be able to make 2018 the best year ever, because you're a great mom. You rock. You were put here on this earth for a reason, and raising up a great child or children is number 1. So I hope that you can remember that, to take care of you, take care of them, and those that you love. And that's all I've got for today. Take care and have a great day.